Back in 1995, everybody was moving out of downtowns. Everybody was going to the suburbs. Nobody wanted to be downtown.
Well, downtown was a very challenging place, and it definitely needed a lot of infrastructure improvements. And there were very few businesses that had survived downtown Albany over the years.
Before I took office, I did an interview during the pre-election with Phil Bailey from Channel 13. We were walking on Pearl Street. It was 5 o'clock on a Friday night. And I can remember specifically saying, look, there's nothing going on here. That's not the way this city should be. We have to bring people back into our city and stop the suburbanization that's taken place.
We have seen a business cycle that is very similar to what is being seen across the country. There was that outflow of from the urban core as companies went out to the suburbs, only to realize that there is a quality of business life as well as a quality of life that you can't quite achieve when you're not in an urban city center. And I think what you're seeing is that there's a desire to get back there.
Well, the business climate was not good. There were a lot of vacant commercial spaces, both in office space and retail. There was virtually no retail at that time, and the downtown area was perceived not to be safe, and it certainly was not clean or attractive. The same perceptions that people had then about safety and security and cleanliness, I don't think exists today. And I think that's a sound achievement that the bid is responsible for.
There was no cohesion whatsoever between downtown merchants, between the mayor's office, special events, any of the commercial real estate people. So when the bid came along, everybody was sitting at the same table and everybody could voice their opinion on what would be best for downtown.
I was fortunate enough to be on the formation committee of the bid, 20 years ago. And at that time, we were really focused on clean, safe, and friendly. But the bid's role has been so much more significant. It is certainly the main communication vehicle to everyone that lives here and works in downtown, but also to educate the region on what downtown offers the community.
Being able to have a voice and sharing my perspective that will otherwise go unheard is invaluable. Those views get considered and everybody gets involved in the process of revitalization and the things that are going on to improve downtown Albany.
I feel like it's the marketing division of my company. It's a partnership. There's collaboration, what kind of events are we doing, how can they help, and I've never had a call go unanswered. And that's very rare. I can't say that about too many places. So I find the bid to be an invaluable asset.
I think the most valuable service is just having a go-to place for your concerns or for goals.
As a fellow member and part of the bid, I think it's important for us to look at it as not just what's good for my business, but what's good for the general good of the city. And I think the bid helps support that.
I think the bid does a wonderful job of bringing new businesses downtown and not only bring new businesses downtown, but to support the businesses that are already here. I think they do a wonderful effort to continue to make sure that we have all of the resources that we need.
For Upside, I think the most valuable portion of the bid membership has been the face-to-face personal connections that the bid has brought us into and the people they've introduced us to. It's more than just CCing someone on an email or a reference to go visit someone. They've actually connected us with people and we've been able to develop relationships.
The downtown bid is and does many things, but I think what we do well, what we do the best, is partnerships, building relationships, bringing private business owners, property owners, government leaders together to identify creative solutions to continue the momentum that downtown is currently experiencing.
When you have a downtown, particularly an area that's transforming, where you have so many stakeholders, it's really important for the city to have a partner. And for the city of Albany, the downtown bid is that partner. It is that convener of all of the different stakeholders that are in the business district. That partnership is critically important and helps us and helps to inform us on the investments that we make downtown.
About 10 years ago, when we saw the, I would say transition happening in downtown Albany,
we took notice and we started to look at opportunities for commercial growth in downtown Albany. There's a different energy and feel in downtown. You know, there's critical mass here of you know, commercial opportunity. There's people living here. There's arts and cultures. I mean, downtowns are your symbols of your cities, and every year it just seems to me the bid is becoming more and more important to downtown Albany.
Well, 5 years ago, there was a buzz that downtown Albany is the place to be, that it was a resurgence of downtown Albany. So when we went and looked at different locations, we really, we saw it happening. You know, we saw the vision, and so we wanted to be part of that, in the beginning.
We have that unique Albany flavor, and I think as people get to understand it and know it and experience it, I think it will only continue to grow. We absolutely have to develop this capital region, this capital city, and when we do that, that attracts more money, more attention, more entrepreneurial spirit, more people. So an investment here in the city of Albany, in downtown Albany, continues to pay back by virtue of our reputation. We establish ourselves as a place to be as opposed to a place to travel from.
The heart of Albany County is downtown Albany. What effectively happens here affects the rest of the county. So we have to make sure that we invest in downtown Albany, and we have to make sure that it's good for the whole county.
To me, downtown has always been my home. I feel so comfortable down here, and it's such a thrill to see the improvements that downtown is making.
I'm very excited that the downtown today is very different from the downtown 10 years ago, and I think the downtown 10 years from now will be even more exciting than we have now.
I say this to people a lot. If you come to work downtown Albany each day, you might not notice how much of a change has actually taken place, because you come to work, you see the same level of traffic, and you go home. But if you're living down here, you can already see that the foot traffic on a weekend or on an evening is triple what it was 2.5 years ago when we moved here.
We see Albany as kind of at the early stages of kind of reinventing this urban landscape here, and we want to help drive it, but also be a part of it. So I would say it's almost difficult to ask, are there other factors that drive it? It's all of the other factors that are happening in Albany that really continue to draw us down here and make us want to do more projects.
If you look at what's going on right now downtown, it's phenomenal. I mean, you're talking about thousands of people that will be living, working, and enjoying downtown and what it has to offer.
For me, the thing that's the most exciting is to see every month the businesses start to build a new audience of people that are not only living down here, but are also working down here, or that are coming down. Really, it's like they're discovering a new city. They're discovering a new neighborhood that they didn't know existed. When we get local people that come down and visit downtown because they really want to be part of it, or they've heard that there's some new things happening, I think that to me really makes what I'm doing a little bit more worthwhile.
It is Albany's newest neighborhood, and we're seeing folks change their business models to meet the needs of the residents that are moving down here. And it is exciting. I mean, Albany is evolving. It's going to continue to evolve with the convention center coming online, with welcoming over 80,000 visitors annually. I mean, those are game changers, and that's what I'm most excited about.
One of the most exciting things that we're seeing downtown is that we are creating an entirely new neighborhood. For me, Albany is a city of neighborhoods. That is what makes it a great place for people to live. And so seeing the downtown transform itself from a sterile business center to a neighborhood where we are attracting people from really not just around the region, but around the country and around the world is really an exciting thing to see happen. I think we're going to see it continue to transform as a place that when visitors come here, they're going to be surprised, they're going to want to explore, they're going to want to come back. And for those who live here, they're going to really, I think, start to see the types of amenities, that walkable, livable lifestyle that this downtown absolutely has the ability to deliver on.